Hey guys, welcome back to another battle report. This time it is 1,250 points of Demons versus Beastmen. Not so competitive, but a pretty fun game. And we are playing Mountain Pass, which you can find on page 296 in the main rulebook. Basically, it is going to be kill each other. You're looking for victory points. However, there is a random end to the game. So the game length at the start of the 5th round, you roll a dice. On a 10 or more, the game will end. If not, the game continues for at least one more round. I'm playing my Nurgle Demons, and I will have both armorless in the description below. So on this flank, I had 2 Beasts of Nurgle, my main block of Plague Bearers, a block of 20 blues with a Herald. My general is a Nurgle Demon Prince with 3 Flamers and a unit of Furies. The army was exactly 1,250 points, so pretty hyped to get them back on the table. Javier's army will be in the description below as well. He had a lot more unique units, so you can see a Cockatrice, 3 Razorgors, a Flying Doombull, a unit of 6 Ogres, a Bray-Shaman, I believe 14 Gors, and another unit of Warhounds. So the army was quite unique and pretty fun. He's trying out some new things, so hopefully you guys enjoy. And here's the table with both armies deployed, a couple impassable terrains, difficult water in the middle, and a hill. My unit of Furies did a Vanguard move, and Javier's 2 units of Warhounds Vanguarded, as well as his unit of 6 Harpies did a scout move. Javier went first, and he casted Demonic Vigor, rolling a 10 as a level 2. I used a Faded Dispel and did not get it. With Demonic Vigor casted on his unit of Warhounds, Javier wanted to charge my Furies just to make sure I couldn't go to his back lines. He easily rolled, I believe, a 14 because the Hounds have Swift Stride. So, very easy charge for him, and at this point I assumed my Chaos Furies wouldn't survive the combat. As Javier's first turn continues, you can see his Razorgors, the Ogres, the Doombull, his whole Beastman horde start to advance up the middle, with his Furies trying to get a nice flank charge or go into my backfield. His remaining units continue to pour in, with his other unit of Warhounds filling the gap, with his Cockatrice, the Doombull, and the 3rd Razorgor following behind, so a pretty strong defensive wall coming up. Moving on to the combat with the Warhounds and the Furies, Javier had some pretty bad dice rolls and didn't manage to wound a single Fury. In response, I managed to get, I think, 2 hits in and a wound, killing one of the Chaos Warhounds. Once we did the combat resolution, Javier actually failed, broke, and actually fled. However, I rolled so low I failed to capture and run down the Chaos Warhounds, so he barely got out of it. So for turn 1 for me, I have some options of what I want to do with my Furies. And that concludes Beastmen turn 1, onto Chaos Demons turn 1. Onto Demons turn 1, my unit of Furies decided to fly a bit more further to the flank, maybe wanting to wrap around. My Flamers and my Demon Prince also moved to this flank in the hopes of crushing it and wrapping towards the Shaman. And my middle, with the Blue Horrors, the Plague Bearers, and the Beast, only moved, I want to say, 2 to 3 inches. I wanted to maintain a strong center presence. During my shooting phase, my Herald casted Elemental Spirit. I rolled a 10 with a +3 for Zinch, and Javier failed to dispel it. My Blue Horrors and the Herald then shot their Flames of Zinch at the 2nd unit of Warhounds, killing 2, while my Flamers of Zinch kind of rolled bad and only killed a single one from the fleeing unit. The shooting did cause both the Warhounds and the Razorgor to flee, and both did reform right afterwards, so pretty happy with the shooting. Starting Beastman turn 2, my Vortex moved towards the dangerous puddle, and Javier's Shaman attempted to dispel it. However, he rolled low enough, so my Vortex did stay on the table. Javier continues now to move the Razorgor up, while his Warhounds did actually fail their leadership and continued to flee, going through the Gor unit. They passed their leadership and stayed. So you can see the whole army continues to move, with the Chaos Ogre's Shaman and his flying Doombull taking the full center of the table, while his Furies wrap around behind my lines. So I have a big issue to deal with, as I don't have too many answers to deal with that, but I'm feeling a little bit confident, but at the same time, no answers towards the Ogres. And just a quick overview of Javier's turn 2 final movements. So the Shaman and Cockroaches follow behind, trying to get some line of sight. So Javier does now own the middle, and I have to try to crack it. Onto Beastmen shooting, the Cockroach's special shot hits, but fails to wound my Beast of Nurgle. And Javier does get off the summoning. These are the dice he's rolling to wound. On my poor little blue horrors, I failed to dispel it. And after all said and done, with a strength 4 magic missile, I lose 5 blue horrors. Because it's magical, demons do not get their ward save, so quite a blow to the unit, losing a quarter of them just to one signature shooting spell. Onto Demons turn 2, my 5 Harpies and my Demon Prince charge this flank of Gor and the Razorgor, while my Plaguebearers charge the Warhounds, with my Beast of Nurgle failing a 3-inch charge, just stumbling 2 inches. With my remaining moves, my Flamers wrapped around to start shooting at the Furies behind me, and my Blues reformed so I could maximize my shots onto the Beastmen horde right in front of them. And here's a quick overview of what the table is looking like. After Demons shooting, my Blue Horrors actually managed to take 2 wounds off of one of the Chaos Ogres, while my Flamers were disappointing, and with all of their shots I killed a single Harpy. And in Demons turn 2 combat, beyond embarrassing, my Demon Prince and Razorgor tied combat, while my Furies lost the combat. But on the other flank, my Plaguebearers did win and caught the Warhounds and charged into the remaining Razorgor. Beastmen turn 3, Javier had his Gors recharge my Chaos Furies. His Doombull did charge the Plaguebearers, and he's planning to get the Chaos Ogres into my flank, so I think my Plaguebearer unit is about to be demolished. That is a lot of high strength, high volume of attacks, and combat resolution on his side. And his Furies decide to charge the rear of my Blue Horrors. So on this flank, my Chaos Furies were cut down to a single man. I pushed back, but he followed up. My Demon Prince easily killed the Razorgor finally, and in this big combat, Javier managed to kill with instability and the combat. I lost 13 Plaguebearers. However, I did manage to get a wound off of the Doombull, so not terrible, but with how I gave ground, only the Ogres and the Razorgor could follow up. The Doombull opted just to stay put, so fairly happy with what happened. And with the Blue Horrors, I managed to kill quite a few Furies, but we stuck. On to my third turn, my Flamers decided to move into the difficult terrain, trying to shoot the Shaman, while my Beasts of Nurgle re-angled to countercharge the Ogres. So with my combat over, the Gor finished off the Harpy. The Demon Prince killed the Razorgor, overrunning into the Bray-Shaman, and he took a wound from shooting from the Flamers. I forgot to record that. Moving down to this crazy combat, my Plaguebearers are actually holding off fairly well, doing a wound here and there and actually killing an Ogre. And back here, unfortunately, I only got 3 Plaguebearers left, and I think I showed a little bit of the Blue Horror combat. We kind of stuck again. These Furies are very, very strong, and my Demons just can't kill them. Onto Beastmen's, I think turn 4. The Gor, the Doombull, and the Ogres all charged their respective targets. So I think this turn Javier is planning to essentially swipe my whole army off the table. After combat, actually my Flamers managed to hold and do decently well against the Gor. The Doombull was in a challenge and slaughtered my champion. I lost a lot of Blue Horrors. And the Ogres and Razorgor finally killed the Plaguebearers, overrunning into my unit of Beast of Nurgle, so the game is wrapping up. On my next turn, my Demon Prince charged the rear of the Doombull. This is the Clash of Titans, so I'm trying to just get points back and kill the general. Not much hope for the remaining part of my army. As you can see, a lot of units are gone, but my beasts are holding fairly well against the ogres and Razorgor combination. I do apologize, at this part of the game we were kind of not recording as much, but long story short, my flamers popped, my demon prince almost killed a Doombull who fled with 1 wound left, and my beasts are reduced down to 1 but managing to kill another ogre. At this point of the game I stopped recording a lot with Javier. Long story short, my prince and the blue horrors broke the Gor, while Javier's general did a reform, while the ogres are still fighting the beast. Then on my next turn, my Doom Prince came in, killing the Doombull. So I'm just going to wrap it up here. The game did end in essentially a tie. I'd say Javier, if anything, got a very minor win with a couple more points. All I had was my general Demon Prince on the table. Javier had a fleeing Gor unit, a cockatrice, there's Chaos Ogres, and I think half a unit of Warhounds. So it was a fantastic game. I do apologize about the lack of conclusion. Next time I'll record a lot more. Which is a very fun game, a little bit rusty after having not played for a couple months. I hope you guys enjoyed the battle report, many more to come, and some events I have lined up to film.